Hello, this is Anthony. Let's walk and talk. I want to put this out. I'm gonna put it on all social media. I stopped sharing a lot of these videos on Facebook and other social media rather than my channel because a lot of times it just felt like people would scroll by or you know would view it and say nothing. But today, you know what? I decided, screw it. Let's do it. Psychology talks about that there are four roles that people play in life, and those roles are villain, victim, hero, and guide. I recognize throughout my life that I played the victim role, and I played it well until I chose the hero's journey, and I took the hero's journey. It was a difficult journey. It was a deep journey, and I learned a lot about myself, and about the world around me. And when I came out of that, I opened a channel and I started doing videos, and I tried to be vulnerable and share things about myself and my journey to help others on theirs. And I tried to play the guide role. But I recognize now that even though I never wanted to play the villain role, it's a role that I think because of all of the things I went through in life, it was a role that I resisted. But now I feel like it's time for me to step into the villain role. And, for those of you who don't like Anthony in the villain role, you can unfollow or unfriend and step on down the road, because I finally got to a point where I just don't give a fuck. And I'll tell you why. Throughout life, I've found myself really being more of a loner. And part of that journey in being a loner was I just never found anywhere where I felt like I really fit. I struggled. I wanted so much to have connection. I wanted so much to have deep friendships. But, everywhere I found myself, I never found, quote unquote, my tribe. I recognize now it's because there isn't a tribe out there. The tribe is that of an ego. It's people who group together and huddle together and to give you that view of safety amongst your friends while everyone else is against you. And I just don't. I don't embrace that, because I don't look at anyone as my enemy. I don't hate on anyone. I don't hate anyone, period. And I recognize that I have to get into the villain mode, because my whole life I've been a people pleaser. Even after coming out of the hero's journey, I wanted to help and give and offer people suggestions and directions. And I recognize now that people only can meet you as far as they've met themselves. And until they're really willing to sit down and not analytically look at themselves, but do the work, and then this is all in all aspects of life, until they're really willing to look inside and feel the feelings and let go of the feelings, release them in order to embrace the new. Until they can do that, they're not going to change. I'll give you many examples. I can't tell you how many people have asked me about my financial situation. Are you borrowing money? Are you getting money from your parents? I laugh at that shit. I think it's hilarious. No, I'm living the life I'm living because I saw the things that it required throughout life in order to get to a place where you could be financially free. And I did all the hard work. I took the measures that were required in order to get there. And I eventually got there. And then I started to really understand the financial aspects of all of it, and what you had to give in order to receive. And I got there. So people ask me, well, tell me how you did it. I don't even bother at this point anymore. And the reason why is because the vast majority of people, even if I sit there and told them, just like on how to help yourself be happy and feel bliss and joy all the time, you can tell them all day, but unless they actually want to do the work, they'll never get there. So it's really just a waste of time. So I don't even go into it. I've gotten to the point I'm in my villain era of cutting people out. What do I mean by that? Well, again, being a people pleaser, I want to be everyone's friend. So in doing that, I would try to connect with people in all ways and show up and help. But then what I also recognized was when I would try to reach out just to connect with people, there's always excuses or reasons why they couldn't do it, why they weren't available, never offered anything in return. Oh, I can't do on this day, but how about on this day? Nothing. It was all just a bunch of fluff. Then I recognized that, when we would get together, people would say, "Oh, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this together, let's do that together," and then nothing would ever happen. And then, the final one, which is the best people pleaser part, when people would reach out that you hadn't heard from to ask for help, to ask if you could help them do something. In the past, I would drop everything and go help. But then I recognized this isn't creating a deeper, stronger friendship. This is just, this is just using me for my energy, to offer up my energy and giving nothing or little in return. You see, when you recognize that you are a giver and you desire to give, it's always easy to attract takers who want to take. They don't want to give any sort of reciprocal energy in return. And so it's time to just call that out and cut those people out of my life. I try to do it in a kind way, but sometimes you just got to say, fuck off. So, but what say you? What part of life are you in? I didn't think I really resisted being a villain, and I didn't think I would like it, but I'm really starting to embrace it because I understand that it's a required part of the curriculum. You must learn all aspects of the roles that you play. You must master them all in order to evolve and grow. I'd be curious how you feel about that. Please share in the comments what you think. And for my other channel, if you enjoy the content, please like, share, and subscribe. I'd be grateful. Until I talk to you again, peace, love, light. Have the most amazing day.